Okay. All right. This is gonna be a demonstration for you're getting started with doing a self-portrait drawing using the Loomis method. So this is gonna be a Google Slides I'm having you guys kind of look at, refer back to. But this basically is going to be like Google Slides where you can kind of just look at, see step by step with how to draw the self-portrait using the Loomis method. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you through this in my drawing and just kind of explain a couple of things to, get the correct proportions of the face, the eyes, the nose, everything you need to do the face, even like ears too, using the Loomis method. Okay, so yeah, this will be you guys will have access to on your Google assignments. Okay, all right. So before we even get started with the drawing itself, so again, we're gonna either draw from either a from the mirror or from like a an image. So you could take you can use your camera phones to take a picture of yourself to do your portrait drawings. Okay, but one of the important things though is choosing the right angle and perspective of the portrait itself. So this is like a 3/4 view, and I'll show you guys a couple of examples of different angles of the face. So I'm just gonna use a couple of examples for like mine's. So let me find like some of the portraits that I've taken here. So that was a 3/4 view. So anytime where you're like your face is kind of tilted to the angle or the side, that's like a 3/4 angle. This is a straight on shot. So most of you guys did your pre-test drawings, from a straight on angle, and in my example is a straight on. And then this is more of like a profile over here. Still kind of 3/4 though, but a profile is like where you only see like one eye and the nose, and it's like the side of the head. So that's important to think about though, just because when you're using the Loomis method, the most easiest or most efficient way of using the Loomis method is through the 3/4 angle. Okay, so this angle is a little bit more challenging to do a drawing of though, but I wouldn't worry about it because because of the way like the proportions or like the how Loomis method works. So like it's actually the most easiest way of doing like the drawing of the head. So plus if you do it like the other angle where it's like kind of like the front view, which most of you guys did, you kind of worry about like making sure like your eyes are even, the nose, the mouth. So especially like the eyes, because it's really easy to kind of get that a little uneven. Whereas the 3/4 a little bit more forgiving if you kind of make some mistakes on the drawing itself. Okay, so to begin using the Loomis method, and I'll just kind of do this with like a red for on the in Procreate. So I'm gonna do the drawing in Procreate though, just because it's a little bit easier to see like the drawing and then how it kind of overlaps with like the finished work. Okay, but the goal is though we're gonna do like at least two more self-portrait drawings. One's gonna be just like drawing as you learn the Loomis method, and I'm gonna show you guys details of the eyes, nose, and mouth. How to draw those things properly, the hair as well. And then your final project will be like doing another self-portrait drawing. You can do like a different picture if you want, but we're going to be using like charcoal to do your drawing. So there'll be like a little process with how to use the charcoal, but basically it'll be like two project grids within the project. So okay, so to get started with the Loomis method though, you're going to start off with a sphere or a circle. Okay, so you just kind of want to sketch a circle or a sphere. Okay, and then feel free to, if you want to just like kind of sketch out the lines too to get like a proper circle. And just make sure to do that. So if it like ends up being like a little wonky like this, just kind of sketch it out where it's like you get the exact sphere that you want. And then if you need to use the eraser, you can use the eraser to get the exact circle that you want. Okay, so you want to start off with the circle here, and the idea or the purpose of the circle though is you want it to make sure it fits this part of the head right here. Okay, so you're pretty much like the top of the head, all the way down to like where the I kind of fit it a little bit better on my pretty much like the top out of the head should fit where that circle is. Okay, so and that's probably the reason why we're doing this with the Procreate, because I can show you guys the measurements. So you have those in place, and then what you're gonna do with the circle is you're gonna cut the circle into like a flatter part on this side here. Okay, so that flat part should be like the same flat part that's over here on like the person's head. Okay, now obviously, oops, let me do that again on this side. I'll do this on like another layer. So, you don't have to worry about things being perfect in measurements though. So obviously if I were to overlap, I did it again. Just copy paste that. And then I'm gonna erase it on this layer here. I'm just trying to show you like how this blue is matching with the other oval on the other side. So, when you put this over here though, it may not match exactly like that, but as long as it's like close, it's fine. But that's kind of where that oval is coming from though. And then I'm gonna continue this drawing here, so let me delete that. So, okay, and then that's gonna be like that half of the head right there, and then you're gonna draw a line in the, almost like the middle of the sphere. So this line should be like the same line that's gonna be like around your eyes, or not the eyes. I'm not apologies. Let me go back. It should be like on the eyebrows. I take that back. So you're gonna draw a line on the eyebrows. Okay, and then where your hairline meets. So my hairline's like right here. So my hair is being covered by this hairline right here. That's gonna be where my hairline is. Okay, so that's kind of the reason, or where you're gonna be drawing those lines is this line here, that line, and then you're going to draw another line that's going to be like the little cross section. So this cross is real important, for like the head. Okay, so those are the things you're going to be looking for within the drawing itself. Okay, and then you can also do a cross section of like a T over here, and this will be kind of like important for like where the placement of your ear is. Okay, so now you have those parts drawn out. And then the other parts is, pretty simple. You're just going to just kind of eyeball where like the chin would be. So, it looks like the chin would be like around here. And there's going to be a curve that's going to go down there like that. And then you have like this other curve like right here. So this is basically what I'm drawing right now. Is this part of the head right now. So you have a curve right here. And then there's going to be like a sharp curve like from the middle to that part there. Okay. And then at that point, you should have all the measurements that you need. So this is half. This part is where your nose should be. And then the other half is like the chin. So my chin's actually a little bit too long here. Okay, but if you look at the slides though, if, I might be incorrect, but I had to check it again, but this should be half. That should be half length. Okay. I think this is another half length. So these are all like pretty much the same length. So the nose, the upper eyebrow, hairline, and then in theory the top of the head's like half too. So okay, but you should have these measurements, when you're doing your drawing. And I'd actually fix this line a little bit more. Just so I can fit that part here. Okay, so obviously these lines that you're drawing here that I'm showing you, you actually want to draw those pretty lightly. So I kind of drew it heavy just to show you like what I'm showing you though. But this should be very lightly with a pencil. Okay, but you want to get these measurements down though, just because, after you draw in all these things though, then you can add the details of the face. Okay, but if I were to like overlap the same, picture over here on my head, see how like it's kind of all falling together where it needs to be. So it's not exactly perfect, but I'm actually pretty off on like some of these parts. But that's okay though. That's part of the purpose of drawing though, is it doesn't have to be accurate though, but it has to be pretty close to what you're looking at. So, and I'm always gonna make some corrections as I'm drawing as well. Okay, but once you get those measurements though, then you can, this is like the fun part, you can actually just start to, whoops. So I'm gonna move this over here. Now that I have my measurements, I can actually start my drawing process of the face. So, just like I mentioned before, like the hardest thing about the drawing though is just figure out where everything needs to be. But at this point now, this is where you can start to, draw where things should go. So, this is top of my eyebrow right here. My eyes are going to fall like right here, so I can just kind of just sketch out where like the eyes are. So eyes are kind of like an oval shape. So I'm not even worried about details now. I'm just kind of just laying where things are in the drawing. Okay, that's where the nose is. And it's okay if it's not completely accurate. So you saw like my lines weren't like perfect, but yeah, I'm just kind of just drawing where things would kind of come close. And then I'm gonna have to make some corrections as I'm, working on my drawing more. Okay, so that's normal to have to make corrections though. And then the mouth, you have to, I don't want to say it's like halfway, but like you have to kind of just eyeball it because, some of your mouths are a little bit shorter, a little bit higher. But, I'm just drawing what I'm seeing right now. Okay, so I'm not even worried too much about accuracy right now. Okay, so even though like my proportions were a little bit off, this is pretty close though. That's what I'm drawing here. Okay. And then at this point, I would just kind of just draw what I'm observing. I'm gonna explain more details for like the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So like certain details to kind of work with, but you're just gonna kind of just sketch out the rest of the drawing. So yeah, so this is like kind of like you have to draw what you observe at this point. Here's a little trick I'm gonna show you. So the ear is gonna be like on the this bottom portion right here. So that's kind of the reason why we do that little cross there. It's because the ear is going to fall perfectly in that spot there. Okay, so this kind of eliminates the hard part of the drawing. The rest of it is just really just drawing what you observe, the details. That's where my hairline is. Right now it doesn't really look like me, but, the more I work on it, the details, it's going to, kind of flush out more and look like myself. Okay, but again, this is still practice though. So don't worry if it's not looking exactly like the way you want. And this is like the top of my head. So the hair actually sits on the top of the head. And also another thing too with the hair. Okay, I'm just only doing the outline of the hair right now. Okay, I'm not worried about the little strands, in the hair. Okay. Actually, my hair's a little bit more poofier, so I'm gonna make that go out a little bit more. These are going to be like the things you got to observe and, modify in the drawing as you're working. All right. Okay.